Shopping isn't my favourite pastime, but I try to do the right thing. I've got my environmentally friendly green bag, so I'm not using plastic bags. I'm buying organic produce, so I'm reducing the usage of pesticides. But there's one more thing I need to take into account. Where is this food actually grown? Hi, I'm Jon Dee and this is Tipping Point. Take these for instance. When oranges are out of season in Australia, they're just coming into season over here in the US. Now, to keep them fresh, they're flown from California straight to Sydney, a journey of over 10,000 kilometres. Now, transporting this 2-kilogram bag releases more than its own weight in greenhouse gas. In fact, Australia spent billions of dollars on imported food last year. That's a big chunk of our total food expenditure. If you think about all the food that we export and that other countries sell to each other, it results in millions of tons of CO2 being pumped into the atmosphere, just so I can have a choice between these two types of chutney. We need to unscramble all these trade routes so that each country supplies as much as it can for itself. But how, I hear you ask? Well, the answer is for consumers to buy local and to buy in season. In the UK, for instance, the Buy Local website has sophisticated search functions that show you the closest sources for local food. Now that's a great idea that we need here in Australia. Genuine Australian produce is often marked as such, although don't be fooled by claims that the food is processed or packaged in Australia. That still means it's been grown somewhere else. Imported food sometimes has the country of origin marked on the packet, as here, but often it's not. In 2005, the Australian and New Zealand governments jointly put out draft guidelines for country of origin labelling, but as yet they haven't put it into practice. Even so, most of the time you can work it out, and the more local the food, the better. If you live in an area that has a weekly farmers market, get along. You'll find the food there is often fresher and tastier. And don't forget, imported food has to be treated for exotic pests. Now, that may leave residues you don't want to eat. Wherever possible, support local farmers, especially if they're producing organically. But even if they're not, sometimes it's environmentally better to buy Australian-grown food than even organic food that's grown overseas and flown here. Now, if we all show a preference for local produce, then markets will respond and start to give us what we want. So, buy local and save the planet. I'm Jon Dee for the Weather Channel. See you next time. Hi, Jon Dee again. To find out more about this episode of Tipping Point, log on to weatherchannel.com.au.